Drugs have developed a historical reputation of causing addiction and despair among millions of people. While at the same time, a growing demand for pharmaceuticals has helped many others overcome episodes of depression and anxiety altogether. This is the current debate following upon marijuana, as it has been recently legalized in California. But should marijuana use be rightfully accepted within a normalized setting, or are we overlooking something? Information from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention on February 15, 2024, reveals that cannabis consumption can lead to sensations of anxiety and mental discomfort. Now, although marijuana can have the potential to produce beneficial results in terms of the field of medicine, recreational usage is prone to impair people's mental and emotional lives significantly. As part of an ever aspiring college community, we will likely indirectly or directly experience something to do with marijuana in the near future. This is why it's important to learn about its intricacies and help ensure rational decisions when that moment takes place. Now, as an aspiring psychologist like myself, I've delved into extensive research regarding cannabis and the possible effects that this may have on the human brain and body. And I can also attest this due to my uncle's experience, as well as that of my friend's uncle. Now, overall, the legalization of marijuana is negatively affecting the citizens. And today, we're going to go over what research studies tell us about marijuana, how marijuana can place young people at risks, and its future outlook. For starters, let me elaborate the various data collected from marijuana's usage across the US. Now, it's currently a source of unknown territory, so it's very important to restrict its use to a level of medicine. And just like most other drugs, it is prone to cause addiction among various age groups. And research from David Gorlick on November 6, 2025 reveals a total of about 10% who developed a drastic dependence to marijuana. This information is pretty relevant due to the high prevalence of marijuana use among people 18 to 25 years of age. We also have to take into account that despite majority claims of medical benefits regarding marijuana use, its research has not sustained such arguments yet. So the CDC and FDA's credibility is at stake in regards to marijuana, so they should ensure the safety of its citizens and provide accurate and credible information. To proceed, allow me to explain why is it that marijuana is particularly a problem for young people. Now, specifically, in 2019, the National Center for Drug Abuse statistics revealed that 19% of teens drove under the influence of marijuana. And this obviously places them, as well as others, at risk in the terms of car accidents. Now, marijuana, just like other drugs, contain THC, which causes euphoric states, and also obviously leads to that increase in car accident risks, and especially because it impairs the cognitive functions of the individual. Now, I could personally talk about this because I had a friend in high school who frequently consumed marijuana, and he at times had euphoric states that prevented him from having some sense of control. Now, in the case of teens and young adults, continued use of cannabis can impact the education altogether. Research by therapist Heather Stringer from the American Psychiatric Association on June 2023 suggests that users of marijuana performed worse on cognitive tests than non-users of marijuana. Now, last, we can now look more closely to the implications marijuana consumption may have on a medicinal and recreational level. Now, a promising future, cannabis is yet to be tested, and as it is too soon to guarantee public safety. Now, it has provided some benefits. And in July of 2019, the Journal of Chemical Neuroanatomy suggests benefits on treating anxiety, epilepsy, psychosis, and movement disorders. Now, on the other hand, a 2024 publication by the Cleveland Clinic shows that hard correlation was established between cannabis use and major depressive disorders, in addition to thoughts about suicide. And this is mainly from young adolescents. Now, this obviously keeps medical professionals at bay because there are still many questions remaining about marijuana consumption. So further information should be supported before allowing its legal use. And for matters of reiteration, legalizing marijuana will bring forth uncertainty on whether it can truly induce medicinal relief or not. Now, I'd like to share a little story which might be very relevant here in this case, and that is the marrying tale of my friend's uncle. He was always deemed as a responsible and caring person, procuring for his family's well-being above everything else. One day, however, he went to a local bar with some of his acquaintances. That was when he consumed marijuana for the first time. His life after that changed completely. The person we once knew was no more. He started to arrive late to work, and his wife grew worrisome for his safety. After some time, he was fired from his job, and he was not able to overcome the addiction that marijuana brought forth. Eventually, he divorced from his wife, and to this day, no one knows where he is. As such, to ensure that this doesn't happen to other people, we need to prevent these things from happening in the first place, so as to not let stories like these become the everyday morning wake.